Alright guys, this is a really quick video, really quick. It's not going to be really long, but I wanted to put together how you can kind of foresee these crashes coming, and crashes, dips, whatever, corrections, doesn't matter. So first things first, when your family and friends tell you that this is a bubble and blah, 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 we have evidence to the contrary. Bubbles just burst. Markets tend to correct themselves, and that's what this is doing. This is correcting itself all the time. So this is Bitcoin 2017, 1 year ago, right here. We've lost a value of, that's a significant value dip right there. So that's January. That's the correction that everybody feels we just went through. What did that take? That took the 4th to the 11th, and we kind of have been dipping for a while now. So cool. But what we want to do in order to avoid these dips is set these down. Now on my calendar, I have these mark-offs written down so that I'm mentally preparing for these dips. So what happens here is as we move up, and this is obviously when you go back in history, you're just trying to kind of get some points and reference points, time of years, what might coincide with that. Do they have to get taxes out? Do they have to do this? Does everybody have to take their profit? Maybe it's just inflated so much people are going to grab it. Who knows? But at some point, you know, you can do your own research on what's going on. At some point, there's going to be a dip. And I'm not going to go back any farther, but you can see this trend. Everyone's already shown you the big January dip. But last year in March here, so we did this dip, we're cool, we're out of there, it starts coming up, little dips here and there. But if you see it drop off like this, Bitcoin drop off, this is where you want to kind of like, okay, well, you know, maybe let's just ride this out because it does start trending, like it does keep going on the uptrend after that. But here, we are talking, like this is a 1 day window, so you got time. Here, we start moving over to March, and we get our peak here. We come down a bit, we're starting to really drop off. So you can start locking in profits as soon as you see this big dip where it starts to change. And you can head in here knowing the time. Now for me, I don't mind pulling some profits out at any time and putting them in tethers so that we can protect them from the loss. And then just whoosh, down we go, and it goes for a ride. So this is in March. Now this is the mini dip. We only lost like $400 in value per coin, but at the time it was only $1,300. So that's a significant amount of value that drops. So we're looking at March. So on my calendar, I have March marked off. I want to, well, actually mid-February, I'm going to start looking because you want to start paying attention to those charts as things are happening, right? We want to kind of be ahead of what's going on. So we know March, and everybody says history repeats itself. So we had the January one. Everyone talked about that. March has a nice hit here. Then it's got a really clean trend up. Like there's a little bit of a blip there, but when you pull way out, you don't really see it. So then we move over. Where are we here? We are in the 5th month right there. We are in May, and we get a 50% value drop. So it dips off there, so I'm going to be starting to look at May. The summer's coming up. Maybe people aren't going to be sitting in front of their computers as much. Institutional money will be going on. But, you know, there's holiday seasons. There's all kind of stuff. Who knows if that's what the responsibility of the dip is, but right at this moment, we're just trying to think of things. I haven't done any research on why the dips might have taken place or what news there was, but that's something that you can do for yourself. But here we are, we're dropping down. So I've made a mental note that I want to start looking in May to see what's happening here and kind of watch out through the summer months, because even though we bounce back here, we've got almost 50%. What are we? 1890, 1900, and we're dropping from 2800. So that's another $1,000 dip, right? Almost 50% value. Bounces back up, but hey, look, here we go. We go from 3100 to 1900, another 1,000 lost. This is panic season. So in here, I might make a little note to not be active during this time. And that's a pretty big stretch of time to not be active. And there's a lot of trading to do. But if I'm worried about my profit, I kind of want to go back in history and see where we're at and kind of at least have a bearing. Like a lot of people were panicked, and I was on Twitter going before the first video where I was like, just chill out, Tron users. I was telling people, like, chill out. This is just a correction. It happens all the time. It needs to happen. It's an overinflated marketplace. Prices are absolutely ridiculous. It has to come down. And it did. So if we can start paying attention to the history of this, we're not going to be so concerned with FUD. We're not going to FOMO much, because if we know that there's a dip coming, and this is the important part, how to profit from the dip, and that's not necessarily trading in the downtrend, that's being ready and ready to capitalize on the opportunity of dip Bitcoin and grab some more. And if you've got some money parked in US Tether, you've got some capital available, you've got some liquidity, you're able to jump in on these prices that are going to skyrocket. And remember, we're all here because we believe in the length of time that it's going to, we believe Bitcoin's going to really get up there at some point. But here's another one in September. We see a big drop right here. So we've got a couple months of decent run up, and then it corrects itself. And then we've got a couple more. In November here, we were at $7,000 there at the bottom where it tested with the tail. We had $5,300. So what, 7,000? So yeah, we lost over $2,000 in that drop in value. And then it just skyrockets up, and there's more dips and things like that. So I'm not going to carry this video on for too long. But the keys are, if you have liquidity, if you are paying attention to history and monitoring this and not thinking that perhaps this is going to go up all the time, every single day of the week, and you're going to see that there are some dips, and if you can look through history and see that these dips repeat themselves, and it's a chart, guys, pull out on the 1 hour chart, pull out on the 1 week chart, and you guys will be able to see this, and then zoom way out, and let's just check what all these dips look like, if I can get out any farther. Let's go to 4 hours. Actually, no, I don't like that one. Let's go down to 1 day. Look at that. They're just like little blips on the radar. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even a big deal, but we've started to point these out, but it's nothing there. Yeah, there's some right there, and this is on the day chart, so we can see all these blips, but really, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, what is this dip really? Nah, not much. So we don't know where this chart's going, and nobody knows that Bitcoin's going to the moon. Like, we don't know for a fact. But we can start to analyze these charts and give ourselves a little bit of perspective, because next time when Bitcoin goes back up, should it go back up, everyone's going to be riding a high, and the intelligent people who are going to make money with Bitcoin and altcoins and cryptos in general are the people that are paying attention to the trends, know what might be coming, and aren't afraid. Yeah, we all kind of dealt like, oh shit, is the bottom falling out? Well, you know, at least we can be prepared because we've seen this type of stuff before. We've lived through a bloodbath, and this time we're in a position to capitalize and profit. Like for me, I was waiting there on the dips, just when can I buy more Bitcoin? When can I buy more Bitcoin? I probably got a little too stingy and could have bought a whole bunch more altcoins, but at the end of the day, this is the whole goal. So guys, the moral of the story is prepare yourself, become Teflon bulletproof to FUD and all of that stuff, and you won't have to worry about fear of missing out because you're going to realize that these are coming. You can prepare in advance for these dips to happen, so you're not losing your whole life savings in one. And it's not like you ever lost it, you just lost value for a while, but it is pretty scary when that happens. So you can pull some out in US Tether, transfer it over. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I should really just put a write-up up. This is not advice. This is what I would do, and hypothetical situations that could arise. And when I say you, I mean a hypothetical person, not particularly you. Investing is risky. Please consult a professional. So that said, I'm going to rock out of here, guys. And yeah, I hope this video had some value to you and where you can understand the history of the charts and of Bitcoin and the power in using these things to prepare yourself so that you don't have to be afraid. I'm out of here. Later.